Bioshock. We're doing all the collectibles. We're at the Hall of Heroes, double A gamer for life. Okay, with all these collectible videos, I'm putting a couple pictures of the maps so you can kind of get an idea of how the level is laid out. And if you ever get confused with where you're at, you can always just go back to the beginning part of the video and kind of get a look where you're at and where the stuff is. So let's get to it. Okay, once you get into the Hall of Heroes, in the previous video I kind of told you about the infinite money glitch if you're down for doing that. Once you walk through these doors, it locks the very beginning door that you need the shock jockey to get back through, but there's actually a room off to the left there that's got a voxophone and some collectibles, but after a bunch of dudes jump out, you deal with them, you head off to the room on the left, grab the general loot, and I believe there's an infusion back here to make sure you grab that. Lock pick, no, pistol. Okay, there's a lock pick. Bar of silver.
Feel better already.
Definitely taking that. Okay, make sure to grab all the general loot. Another lockpick. I'll take that. Guys, just head back through the door that you just came in. You can get back to this point at any level. If you're running out of salt and you need to come back to this point, you can do so. Let's say you get out to the Wounded Knee or the boxer area and you need some salt, you can just boogie back here, get some. Alright, but in this room here is your next voxophone. Now if you hit this room first before hitting the following room where we just were, you may encounter a couple enemies once you hit this area. They didn't happen to come out. I don't know, maybe I killed them all because I went out to the other area first. But anyway, make sure to get the lockpick and any other loot that may be around.
Would still be seen breaking bread together in peacetime. With Comstock gone, my men's past deeds will be sacred, and they will claim the spoils to them. I need not live to see it.
Okay, so once you move on, you'll get to the area where you have to go to either the right or left side. Go in the Wounded Knee or to the Chinese box area or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, once you come up into here and up into the corner, there'll be a room and there'll be another collectible.
You don't want to know.
I'm not sure if it's a voxophone or an infusion, but when you go in there, you're most likely going to have a bad guy come out popping at you.
What are you doing?
Okay, we got a piece of gear in here and an RPG. Alright, so once you go back there, deal with the big fight, take out everybody. There was no other collectibles in there, so just cross over, come into here, and the same situation. In the corner of the path, there'll be a room that'll have another collectible in there.
Of course, that's not how Comstock tells it.
Okay, this time the enemy's not in until after you pick up the stuff, and then he'll come in a minute. I'll take that. Bar of silver, always. Okay, so once you get done with that area, you continue on with the level. You get out to the next area, and the room off to the right here will have a voxophone.
To those who loved me, I was the most generous of souls. There was no pain I would deny them, no betrayal I would not gladly give. And when I had scorched the hearts of all
Again, if
who
you
loved
don't want to
me,
hear the whole recording, just
prophet
skip
said,
ahead a little bit.
there is nothing you can do for which I will
Okay,
not
make sure
forgive
to
you.
check all the areas for
For
general
God has
loot.
granted me sight, and through his eyes, even you are loved.
Okay, then just keep moving on.
Keep your eye open for that shock jockey vigor.
Okay, now we just went through the big courtyard area where we eventually, I think we take the shock jockey from Slade there or whatever. There is no collectibles till after we get through this particular room and work our way back out. Once we get up in here, we'll have to deal with one of those motorized Patriots. Okay, grab the connectoscope and then head off into the next room. Okay, use the other connectoscope. Okay, so it's time to head into there. When you get into the back, one of those Patriots are going to come out, so you'll have to deal with him. Then there's a third connectoscope in that room. Definitely not looking forward to dealing with her later on in the game.
Got it.
Alright, so you get her to pick the lock. Okay, this is after you deal with the motorized Patriot dude. He's got one of those crank guns, as you can see here. It's a very powerful gun, but it's a little slow to get started because obviously you got to crank it. You open up the
whole
crate
place
for the
is
shock
ransacked.
jockey, but it's not in
No
there. You
shock
got to get it
jockey
from
here.
the Slate guy in a little bit later down the road.
Look.
And there's a safe in here that needs to be lockpicked, so have her pick that.
help me out with this lock?
Keep a lookout. It's done.
Okay, get her
You
to
hold
open
on
the
to
safe.
this. Here you go.
That'll do.
Okay, now this is when you work your way back out. Previous, I said there was a big area out here, and when you get back out to this big area, there's a bunch of dudes you have to deal with. And there's a room in here that won't open till after you come back out and you deal with all these enemies. They come out of this room, so your next voxophone's in here, and then also your infusion, so make sure to grab that.
To the hall. DeWitt. We called him the White Engine of Wounded Knee for all the grisly trophies he claimed.
A little tricky to get the option to pick up there, but once you get it,
Such is he. Might just grant us the peace we seek.
and always scout the area for lockpicks. Okay, so as you work your way out, I believe I kind of cut out the part where you meet Slade and you pick up the shock jockey. But as you just continue on, there's going to be a few more dudes to deal with, and then you just pick that up and head for the door. If you like the videos, you can always support us by checking out the ads.